Hello, and welcome back to The Writing Life. I am John Hartness. I am a fantasy author and editor and publisher of Falstaff books, and I'm here to give you tips on how to make more money as a writer. Today we're going to talk about, well, tonight, because it's 11:15, because that's when I do things. I don't have a job. I write and publish for a living, so, screw a normal person's schedule. This is what I do and when I do it. Anywho, tonight we're going to talk about the top 5 free things you can do to market your book. I have a lot of friends whose book sales aren't what they want them to be. Frankly, almost everyone I know, their book sales aren't what they want them to be, because even those of us who sell well and make a living at it want to sell better. I want to sell Stephen King numbers. I want to sell Jonathan Mayberry numbers or Jim Butcher numbers. I don't, so I still have something to strive for. But a lot of people who aren't even selling John Hartness numbers, much less Jonathan Mayberry numbers, are still looking for ways to get started with promo and ways to promote for free. So some of these are some more technically oriented than others, and some of them are really pretty easy. But all of them are doable by someone who's not a computer expert. You don't have to know any HTML. You don't have to be able to program in any computer language. You don't have to be some supercomputer genius to do any of these things, because I've done them all, and I am a long way from some kind of computer super genius person. Let's start with one of the oldest but still viable ways to promote your book. Write a blog. Not even have your website, because websites aren't free. Blogs still are. You can still go to WordPress.com and sign up for I'mANewWriter.wordpress.com and have a URL with a WordPress blog plugged into it for no money. It doesn't look the best. It's not the greatest thing in the world, because, yeah, you've got a .wordpress.com and you don't look as cool as if it's just I'mANewAuthor.com, but whatever, it's free and it'll get you started. If you start a blog, and you can link your blog to your Facebook so that every time you write a blog, it pings your Facebook, and your mother and Uncle Jesse or whatever see that you posted a blog, and then Mom tells the people in her sewing circle, and Uncle Jesse tells the guys down at the garage, and I don't know, Cooter and Boss Hog all subscribe to your blog. Yeah, I just went real Dukes of Hazzard on you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's take a moment. All right, that never happened. There will be very few Roscoe P. Coltrane references in the rest of this video. I don't promise none. But if you made one blog post every week of 500 words, 500 words is 2 pages, y'all. If you wrote 2 pages of content about your life, this is what I'm working on, this is what I'm writing, this is what happened when I was trying to order books, this is the jacked up copy that came in through Amazon, KDP print this week, this is the stupid shipping that Ingram did last week, this is the convention I'm going to next month, this is an idea I have for a story that I might get to in 5 years. Anything about your writing journey is content. And the more you let people behind the curtain as to who you are, the more people will feel a connection to you. And look, I'm not going to say live your life out loud. You don't need to post nearly as many cat pictures as I do on the internet to sell books. But it doesn't hurt people like to buy things from people they like. So if folks who don't know your work know you and find your blog funny or amusing or heart-wrenching or whatever, they're more likely to take a flyer on your book. Now, the part of this that's kind of a fine line, don't make every blog post about your book. It doesn't all have to be blatant promotion. It can be something you researched. Hey, Gail Martin posts a lot of photos of Charleston and scenic things in Charleston on her Facebook because she has a series set in Charleston. She doesn't always reference the series in the pictures, just, hey, look at this cool thing in Charleston. So as you're writing your blog, write about anything you want, whatever. Some people are going to tell you don't be political, or don't talk religion. Fuck it, talk about what you want. Get as political as you like. There's plenty of people who've made a lot of money being far left or far right on the internet. Go for it. Understand that the people on the far opposite side are probably not ever going to buy your stuff. But you may be fine with that. It's your call, your career. Just remember that at the bottom of your blog post, or if you decide to do silly YouTube videos like I do, on the little crawler that goes across the bottom of the screen, make sure you link to your book or somewhere that people can find out more about your book. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, this is my book, this is my great book, this is my awesome book, this is this character in my book. It can just be, this is what I had for dinner, and here's a picture of the awesome thing that I cooked tonight. And then at the bottom in italics say, hey, John Hartness is the author of Quincy Harker Demon Hunter. Find his shit here at www.quincyharker.com. That's all you need. It doesn't have to be heavy. But it has to be there. Number 2, make a newsletter. Make a newsletter. That sound is me beating on my desk. That's me banging the drum for writing a newsletter. You know why? Because you can make one for free. And it is the single most effective marketing tool that I have as a writer. Your mailing list is gold. There's a reason that people buy and sell mailing lists. Because a good mailing list is cash. It's vetted customers. And your mailing list, you own. Do you know who owns your list of Twitter followers? Twitter. You know who owns your list of Facebook friends? Facebook. You know who owns all of the people that follow your author page on Amazon? Amazon. You own your newsletter list. And it's one of the few things that you completely control. If you start on MailerLite because the first 1,000 subscribers to your newsletter on MailerLite is free, and then you move to MailChimp because you like the way that they interface better, fine. Download the CSV file from MailerLite, upload it to MailChimp, zoom! I did that in the opposite direction about a year ago. I'd been on MailChimp. I saw that MailerLite was cheaper and, sorry, I had an edge. I get a little sweaty when I'm doing these because, one, I'm fat and I live in North Carolina, so I sweat 8 months out of the year. And you can see behind me that we have window unit air conditioners, which I have to turn off when I'm doing a video. Otherwise, it sounds like I'm sitting in front of a goddamn jet engine. So, and I gesticulate a lot when I'm doing these. Woo, woo, woo. Sorry. I'm a little over-caffeinated, so yeah, well, whatever. But if you change mailing list services, you still get to keep your list. And your list is so important. I send out a newsletter every week. That's too often for almost anyone. The reason I send out a newsletter every week is because I run a publishing company and we publish new books pretty much every week. If we don't have a release, I don't send out a newsletter. That doesn't happen very often because we publish, I think we're on track to do 60 or 75 books this year. That's a lot. That's more than one a week. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes I just sit in the corner and rock back and forth and whimper about that. But anyway, I publish a newsletter pretty much every week. Most authors can get by with once a month. Some people can get by with once a quarter, but I don't think that's enough contact with your customers. There's a great book, and this is where we break from the free, but go out and buy Newsletter Ninja by Tammy Labrecque. I think the ebook is like $5. It's a great book on how to build a newsletter. You should own it. Newsletter Ninja. Fucking buy it. All right, number 3. This is going to be my unpopular one because this runs contrary to what every social media expert tells you to do and what every author talking about how to sell books tells you to do. I'm going to tell you to run scheduled Facebook and Twitter posts. Yeah, I'm going to tell you to create junk mail in your social media to promote your book. Because, sorry, something goofy happened with my computer and I had a pop-up that distracted me, so that's why all of the crazy eyes. Because I do it, I use a product called Reader Links to track sales. Another thing that Reader Links does is it will tie into my Twitter account and automatically send one of my scheduled tweets out every 2 hours. These are all book promo tweets. I usually run 10 at a time, and the way Reader Links works is it will randomly look at, okay, 10. There are 10 of these. It's 8 a.m. We'll send number 2. At 10 a.m. it'll randomly look and it will pick one other one, but it won't pick number 2. It won't send 2 again until it's sent all the 9 others. So it mixes up the times in which they're sent, and it automates Twitter. That's not free. But posting to Twitter is free. And if you make one Twitter promotional post every day, hell, do one every other day, it's almost certainly more promotion than you're doing right now. Because what I see a lot of writers do is get fixated on promotion costs money. Oh my God, promotion costs money. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. It costs so much money and it's so hard. It's so technical. I'm not tech savvy. I just want to write. Well, these are free options. They're obviously pretty easy to figure out because a fat redneck from South Carolina figured them out. So you're smart enough to work YouTube. You can figure out anything that I can figure out. So go on Twitter and put out a post every other day. You can link your Facebook and your Twitter accounts so that when you post to Twitter, it posts to your Facebook, or vice versa. Or just put out one Facebook post every couple of days saying, hey, just remember, I have a book. You should buy it. Don't make every single post you make on social media about your book. Often, I'll go long stretches where every post I make on Twitter is book promo because I don't really like Twitter very much. So my promo posts and my scheduled stuff is most of what I do there. I like Facebook. I have a Facebook group. It's also free to have a Facebook group. But until you have some followers and some traction, you're probably not going to get much traction on your Facebook group. But I continue to fly in the face of everyone who talks about doing scheduled posts and essentially junk mail via Twitter and Facebook, because I see a dip in sales when I stop. If junk mail didn't work, you wouldn't still get junk mail. If billboards weren't effective, people wouldn't still buy billboards. I still send out pre-programmed by my book tweets because when I stop sending out pre-programmed by my book tweets, I see a dip of 5 to 10% of my total monthly book sales. That's not an insignificant amount of money to me, so I keep doing them. Do I think they're a great way to interact with people? Fuck no. They're not interaction. Do I think they sell books? Yeah, they do. BookFunnel promos. All right, we're going to go a little deep. Bear with me. It's really not that hard. You've set up your newsletter. Now you need subscribers. One of the best ways to get subscribers is to offer something free when people subscribe. You can put this on your Facebook page and say, hi, sign up for my newsletter and get a free short story, or get a free novella, or get a free novel, whatever. You do you. I do short stories because I don't want to give my novels away for free unless there's a really good reason. If you backed a recent Kickstarter that I was part of, you can get some of my books for free. If you did, thank you. Shut up, it's Pepsi. I know it's off-brand, but it's not whiskey, it's Pepsi. I don't drink brown liquor. Makes me punch things. Anyway, BookFunnel is a service that allows you to set up giveaways and deliver them to people's inboxes. So you upload your short story to BookFunnel, you put a cover with it, and you can make it readily available through BookFunnel so that anyone who's searching can see your book. Awesome. They can download it and then they can click the link in your book to sign up for your newsletter. But the other thing that BookFunnel does is they have lots of promo opportunities. Say I want to get 10 of my friends together and we all want to boost our newsletter readership. So what we do is we each put something up on BookFunnel. Then we set up a joint promo and we all promote the giveaway. People go to BookFunnel, they download all of the stuff, they pick up a bunch of new newsletter subscribers, and everybody's happy. BookFunnel is something that some friends of mine have used to great success with picking up several hundred or a couple thousand even new newsletter subscribers. I don't recommend doing big prize giveaways like, win a free Kindle, sign up for my newsletter. Because what you're going to get is people who want a Kindle and don't give a shit about your newsletter. So the second you do the giveaway and they didn't win, they're out of there. And you're going to get a bunch of unsubscribes on your next newsletter that you send out. And that looks bad to the company that's hosting your newsletter. And if your unsubscribe rate gets too high for too long, they can just dump you because they think you're a spammer. So target your funnel, your BookFunnel or your Prolific Works giveaway promo stuff and pay attention to what you're doing. All right, number 5, Facebook groups and internet message boards. I'm not saying start your own. Yes, eventually, once you have enough fans, you should start a Facebook group because they are more effective than Facebook pages. Currently, that's September 12th, 2019. Subject to change at Mark Zuckerberg's will and whim, because that's how social media works. Once you've got something figured out, somebody's going to change it. But you should participate in Facebook groups and internet discussion forums about things that you care about. So I'm going to use Gail Martin as an example because she's my friend and I have watched her do this very successfully. A couple of years ago, Gail decided that she wanted to check out this TV show that she's heard people talk about called Supernatural. Well, like so many of us, she watched it and fell in love. Not just because they're pretty, but because the show is well written with great characters and they're real pretty. So she binge watched the show, she started live tweeting when new episodes came out, she got really active in Supernatural fandom, she created a Facebook group of her own for Supernatural fans, and she participates in Supernatural fandom because she is sincerely a huge fan of the show. She's gone to some of the Supernatural cons just as an attendee. She bought her ticket. She wasn't a guest or, pardon me, bacon cheese fries. Don't judge. They were really good, even as leftovers. But because she is a sincere fan of the show, her participation in online supernatural groups is earnest and honest. Now, she doesn't go into supernatural fan groups and say, "Hi, I'm Gail Martin, buy all my shit." She goes into supernatural fan groups and says, "Oh my God, last night's episode was awesome," or "Oh my God, what were they thinking?" So, because she's going at it that way, eventually people, as she puts it, people follow her home. People see her posting in Supernatural fan groups and on Twitter tweeting about Supernatural, and then they follow her and they catch promotional stuff that she puts out, or they like her on Facebook and they see her promo posts too. Because she's made that genuine connection with members of a fandom that she loves, she then gets book sales because of it. I frequently am wearing pro wrestling t-shirts when I'm doing these videos or when I'm at Comic Cons. I love pro wrestling. I love to talk about pro wrestling. I think the Dustin Rhodes versus Cody Rhodes match should go down in history as one of the best pieces of wrestling storytelling in the 21st century. I think that I get some fans because they see me at a con wearing an Adam Cole Bebe t-shirt or a Tommaso Ciampa t-shirt, and they're like, "Hey, I like your shirt." And I'm like, "Hey, I like your Bullet Club shirt." And then we talk, and then they're like, "What do you got?" I got books. They got explosions and dick jokes. I'm like, "Hey, I like explosions and dick jokes. Hey, give me $15. Hey, here's $15. That was a lot of haze, but it was also $15. And I sold a book. So find something that you genuinely care about and participate earnestly in that fandom, and it will pay dividends. Okay, bonus content, because I'm all about the giving. That's why I'm doing free videos. Share other people's shit. My friend Paige Christie had a book come out this week. It's the third book in her Dragon Weather series. You should go buy it. It's from Prospective Press. Paige Christie. I'll try to remember to... I'm not going to remember to put the name in the notes. It's spelled like you would expect Paige Christie to be spelled. Fucking look it up. Sorry, I'm verklempt. No, really, I just have allergies. So, Paige had a new book come out. Well, I shared the notifications about it. I put a blurb in my newsletter about it because she's my friend. I like Paige. I want to help Paige sell books. Because someone buying Paige's book does not prevent them from also buying every book that I was promoting in that newsletter. You know why this is? Because writing isn't poker. Poker is what we call a zero-sum game. Every dollar that I rake in when I drag a pot in poker came from somebody else around the table. I'm not winning anything from the house. Writing is not a zero-sum game. Just because you bought my book today doesn't mean you're not going to go buy Chris Kennedy's book tomorrow or Jim Butcher's book the next day. If you're an avid reader, none of us can keep up with your reading anyway. An avid reader will go through 50 or 100 books a year. I publish a lot of stuff in a lot of genres, and I don't hit 100 books in a year. And you're not going to want to read every book that we put out because you don't read every single genre. So, sharing other people's work doesn't take away from your sales. In the long run, it builds your sales. Because the people that are following you on social media are going to think you're cool and nice because you're sharing somebody else's stuff and not asking for anything for you. Your writer friends are going to think you're cool and nice because you're helping promote their stuff and not asking for anything in return. As such, those writer friends will then promote your stuff later without you asking. It's not a quid pro quo, Agent Starling. It's doing something decent for somebody you like, and assuming that if you like them, they're also decent and will do something decent for you. That's all it is. So go out and do something decent for somebody else and watch the dividends come back to you. And then we all hold hands and we sing Kumbaya, and the money fairy will. No, wait, sorry. I promised I wasn't going to do a prosperity lecture. But no, really, the more you promote other writers' work, the better you look. You look like you're a giver. You look like you're a good person. You may not be. You may be a horrible human being. But people like to buy from people they like. And people like people that are good to other folks. So that's all I got. So for now, y'all be good to one another. All right?